So today we are going to see about the second primary lymphoid organ, which is the bone marrow. When we talk about bone marrow, what is bone marrow? The substance or the fatty substance which is present inside the bones is called as the bone marrow. You can see here, girls. So this is the bone, and inside the bone you have this structure which is called as the bone marrow. And this bone is supplied with lot of blood vessels. You have the epiphyseal line, spongy bone, everything. All these structure together form the complete bone structure. Now this bone marrow has major function of what is called as protection of RBC, WBC and the platelets. When you talk about RBCs, it produces the non-nucleated RBCs. When you talk about WBCs, it has two types, the agranulated and the granulated ones. The agranulated are the lymphocytes, monocytes and the neutrophils. The granulated ones are the eosinophils and the basophils. And you also have what is called as the platelets. When we talk about bone marrow is the soft tissue which is located within the cavities of the bones. It is the production center for B lymphocytes. We already studied about thymus, right? So thymus is the production center for T lymphocytes, whereas bone marrow is the production center for the B lymphocytes. In an average human, a normal adult human, the total weight of the bone marrow will be approximately 3 kg. Now within this bone marrow, there are three types of bone marrow based upon their function. You have the red marrow, yellow marrow and the stroma. Let us first see what is red marrow. Red marrow is also called as medulla osseum rubra. You can remember these words for your objective questions. It consists of what is called as the hematopoietic cells. What are these hematopoietic cells? Basically the cells which are going to differentiate into different kinds of RBC, WBCs. Okay. So this red marrow is responsible for the production of RBC, WBC, platelets which are produced by red marrow. So okay, the red marrow is found in flat bones. Now within your body you have different types of bones, and within these there are flat bones, and these bones are only responsible for the production for consisting this red marrow. And these flat bones are pelvis, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, cranium, scapulae, and also the epiphyseal ends of long bones like femur and humerus. You know what is a femur and humerus? The longest bones in your body are the bones which are present in your thighs. They are the longest bone. So these bones, they are long, and at their ends they have these rounded structures which fits under the other bone, right? So that is called as the epiphyseal ends. In these ends and all, you find what is called as the red marrow. So the red marrow contains blood vessels and capillaries too. When we talk about yellow marrow, this is called as medulla osseum flava. It is made up of flat cells. It is found in the interior of the long bones. Again, what we spoke just now, the long bones are the fibula and the humerus. Inside that you find what is called as the fat cells. In severe blood loss cases, the yellow marrow can convert back to red marrow. So that is yellow marrow வந்து red marrow-வாக மாறி it can help in the production of RBCs, production of blood cell. Stroma. What is a stroma? Stroma is the third part of the bone marrow, tissue of bone marrow which is not directly concerned with homeopoiesis. That is, it is no way involved in the production of either RBC or the WBC or the platelets. But instead, it provides what is called as iron for the RBC. You know, within the RBC, you have what is called as hemoglobin. And this, the main function of hemoglobin is carrying oxygen throughout the body. So within this hemoglobin, you have two parts. One is the globin, which is a protein part, and heme, which is the iron. So this iron of the heme is produced by the stroma of the bone marrow. And it also provides the colony stimulating factor which is required for the hematopoiesis. See, in any biochemical reaction, we say, right, enzymes are there, and they are the ones which will increase the speed of any reaction. The same way here, you need the colony stimulating factor for the process of hematopoiesis, that is production of RBC, WBCs. So for this, CSF is important. For this CSF, the stroma is important. So stroma, though it is not directly involved in the production of or the function of hematopoiesis, it indirectly plays a role in that. What are the functions? See, the main function is the bone marrow functions both as primary as well as secondary lymphoid organ. It has dual role. And the stem cells are produced by the bone marrow. What are these stem cells? These are the stem cells which will differentiate into different lineages, like the erythroid lineage, lymphoid lineage. There is erythroid lineage are the RBC cells, lymphoid lineage are the WBC cells. So these stem cells are produced inside the bone marrow. and the B lymphocytes are also produced only inside the bone marrow. During secondary immune response, what is secondary immune response? Second time, right? So I have discussed with this in the first class itself. What is primary immune response, secondary immune response? So during the secondary immune response, large number of plasma cells are produced inside the bone marrow. So bone marrow is the place or the center for the production of plasma cells. And cytokines and growth factors are also produced by the stroma. I thought the third part of the bone marrow, right? Stroma. So the stroma that does not play a direct role in the function, but it all has an indirect role. So cytokines and growth factors are produced by the stroma of the bone marrow. Same way, the macrophages of the stroma provide the iron for the RBC. So these are the major functions of bone marrow. So with this, we come to the end of the second primary lymphoid organ, which is bone marrow.